Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to learn about the concept that is distance and displacement, and it is the part of the kinematics. So first we will understand that what is actually the meaning of distance. So the distance is what? We are taking an example that here is a point A, and if a body wants to go from here A to B, so how many path or how many ways he can choose to go from A to B? He can go from A to B straight towards B. Also, he can choose the path that is random path, and we can give the name this path to 2. This path is 1. Also, he can choose another path that may be this one, and we can name it 3. So if a person wants to go from point A to point B, he can choose many paths: path 1, path 2, path 3, and so on. There are infinite number of paths he can choose to go from A to B. So in this topic, how the distance and displacement is. Now the distance is total path traveled by the person or by the body. Total path traveled by the person or by the body in his all motion, that is distance. And if we talk about displacement, then what will be the displacement? So the displacement is simply, we can write displacement, we can write the shortest path between 2 points. The shortest path between 2 points. Like we are taking the same example, there is a point A and there is a point B. If you want to go from A to B, then you have to choose the shortest path. Listen it carefully. The shortest path will be the straight line which is going from A to B. The straight line which is going from A to B, that is the shortest path between A and B, and this shortest path is called displacement. This shortest path is called displacement. So again we will go back to the slide. In this case, the path 1 is displacement, the path 2 and the path 3 is distance. The path 2 and the path 3 is distance. Also remember one thing, the displacement is also the distance. So this path A to B, it is also distance, because displacement is a kind of distance. The difference between the distance and displacement is only of the direction. So distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity, right? Displacement is what? That is vector quantity which has direction as well as magnitude. But the distance is only scalar quantity and it has only magnitude, no direction. So the point is, between the difference of distance and displacement is only about the direction, and also we can say that the total path traveled by the person, that is distance, If he choose path A to B, then the distance will be path 1. If he choose path 2, then the distance will be of path 2, and the distance, if he choose the path 3, then the distance will be path 3. But in all these three paths, the displacement will be only path 1. Alright, so just take an example. Here is a point A and here is a point B, and the length of A between B is suppose 10 meter. Now a person standing over here at A is going from A to B, then it is again coming from B to C. Here is the C point. The path length between C and B is 4 meter. So what will be the distance from A to C, and what will be the displacement from A to C? So now coming back to the point A and the point B has a total length that is 10 meter. If a person is going from A to B, so it will cover the distance of 10 meter. Again, it is coming from B to C, he is covering the distance 4 meter. So the distance traveled by the person, that is 10 meter from A to B, plus 4 meter from B to C. Okay, so the total distance will be 10 meter plus 4 meter, that is 14 meter. So we can say that the distance traveled by the person, that is 14 meter in this particular example. Now we will talk about the displacement. So if a person is traveling from A to B, that is 10 meter, and again it is returning on the same path from B to C, and that is only 4 meter. So according to the displacement, we can say that shortest path between 2 points, shortest path or shortest distance between 2 points. Also we can say that final position minus initial position gives us displacement, right? So what is the final position of this particular person, that is on C, and what is the initial position of that particular person, that is position A. So if we write the final position is at point C minus at point A. So at point C, his position is 6 meter from the initial position. How we can write it? How we can write it? From A to B, that is 6, from A to B, that is 10 meter, and from B to C he traveled 4 meter. So we are doing minus 10 meter minus 4 meter. So this is the required position of that particle at point C, and at point A he is at 0, right? 0 meter, because we are taking the initial point, that is A, that is point A. So 6 meter minus 0 meter, that is equal to 6 meter finally. So the displacement is what? 6 meter. We can say that the shortest distance between 2 points is the displacement, and also final position minus initial position, that is displacement. So thanks for watching. We will meet in the next video.